What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chaos, and welcome to a new episode of Take It to the Table. It is WrestleMania week, so it's obviously jam-packed with everything you can imagine in the wrestling world, which means it has to be jam-packed here at the table. And for this jam-packed episode, I have an awesome panel bringing to you guys let me just start at the bottom because I'm not sure where Soul is, but yeah. Go at the bottom. Is none other for it's his debut at the table. Actually, it's none other than Jordy. How you doing today, sir?
I'm good, brother. It is a privilege to be here. On my debut episode on Mania week as well. So, like I feel very privileged to be in the position, and there's a lot to talk about, man. I'm ready to chop it up.
Yeah, I like you, especially with you and your dynamic camera. I see it's got that flipping motion tracking going on.
Yeah, zoomy, bro, zoomy, Jordy.
I gotta up my camera game on that now. Flipping now. Okay, cool. And of course, down to the bottom right is none other than, of course, you've seen him on Wrestling Off the Air. He hosts a daily show on Tuesdays. It's none other than Shad. How you doing today, sir?
I'm good, bro. It is Mania week, like you mentioned. We in the lovely state of Philadelphia, home of my favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, and Lincoln Financial Field. I done been in that stadium so many times to watch Eagles games, so can only imagine how the energy is gonna be out there. But I'm excited for Mania. I'm gonna be watching on a boat, on a cruise, so having a couple pina coladas. Going crazy when either our tribal chief retains or loses. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, man, I'm ready to talk. I know you got a docket of topics today, so let's get into it.
Of course, yes, a jam-packed episode, like I said. But of course, certainly last, but certainly not least, he is the Joker to my Batman, the Yin to my Yang. Is none other than Soul from the whole sessions.
We got a pay-per-view, you bastard! We got a pay-per-view!
My God. Yeah, okay. So in case you guys haven't caught up yet, Soul is happy the fact that Scotland is getting their first PLE in God knows how long. They're getting their own Clash of the Castle as well. So just before we get into it, what's your thought? How do you feel about this all? Have you booked your tickets? Are you gonna book your tickets? Are you going
I've
to
booked my hotel already. I'm ready to get there. I've booked for the Friday, Saturday, doing the SmackDown as well. As soon as those combo tickets come up, I'm very happy. No 8-hour train rides down south. Fuck yes. I'm just hoping to keep up the tradition of getting a mini title for every PLE I've been to. I've got one for my Clash. I've got my WrestleMania 39. So if I can get the Clash of the Castle Scotland one, I wonder what's going to be in though. Is it going to be a bottle of tenants it's going to be in, or is it going to be an Ember Castle? Then again, it's Glasgow, so maybe it's just going to be a Ranger's top. I don't know.
I think it's going to be just a big kilt, and you just lift it, and then it's a mini title.
I will take that, but yeah, I'm happy just to get a PLE in Scotland.
Yo, are you gonna wear an AEW shirt at the PLE?
Depending on who's on the card.
You about to come with the ROH title, aren't you? I know you.
No, yeah.
Let's just say to all those people that are complaining and all the people on that, simply get it fucking up, yous. We've got it. Fuck yous.
That's fine. It's all good. Congratulations to you. Obviously, you finally caught up on having your own PLEs, and it should be a banger. Obviously, it's finally in Drew's official hometown, even though technically it's Cardiff. That's his hometown, according to WWE. But yeah, hopefully because obviously, that was a 64K seater. Obviously now it's gone to a 15K seater. Hopefully you might get your face on the camera like I did in this video package.
After last year's monumental clash at the Castle event, WWE returns to the United Kingdom for another date with history.
What an incredible moment.
Sorry, Kate, I just couldn't.
Yeah, I need to screenshot that, and I need to just put on the quotes when Dad comes home with the milk.
Oh wow! Wow! Wow. Okay. All right. Is that how it is? Yeah. All right. Cool. Fair enough. Yeah. That's a good one. Not bad. Anyway, moving on to more important things other than your own little PLEs. Like I said, it's WrestleMania week. We're gonna talk a lot of things WrestleMania anyway. So Obviously, we're gonna go through the current card. That's the updated card. And I just want to get you guys predict not just your predictions, but how would you book the finish in these individual matches? I'm gonna choose y'all at random, and so you better be at the ready of who, like, because I haven't told y'all who's gonna get what. So be at the ready as well who's gonna get that. I also want to touch on the Bray Wyatt documentary that came out as well, and get your thoughts if everyone's seen it, and obviously what's your thoughts on it, as well as wrapping it up with a guest, the WWE pay-per-view 20 questions. So far no one has won, so yeah, the streak keeps on going for you.
You got close last time.
You got close, not close enough. But yeah, so obviously everyone, make sure you strap in, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit the notification bell. Without further ado, let us take it to the table. Go. Yeah, so like I said, it's WrestleMania weekend. But first, before we get into everything that I just mentioned before, we gotta talk about that interview, bro. We gotta talk about that interview. You know what I'm talking about. It is, of course, the CM Punk interview that came out on April 1st, when he was on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani. We gotta talk about that CM Punk interview on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani. He went pretty much scorched earth. He talked to actually not even scorched earth. He just kept it real. And he just went. He didn't hold anything back. Instead of actually trying to freestyle everything, let me just go through a couple of things that he actually said on the interview. Obviously, he talked about the return and how he was originally meant to come back at the Royal Rumble, but they moved it up to Survivor Series. He talked about obviously that Raw visit in 2023 when he showed up randomly at the Chicago event while still under AEW contract. And obviously AEW felt betrayed and, just completely just totally against it. He was just like, okay, my bad. And obviously how he was treated regarding his injury in terms of there was no communication for his tricep injury. He was just left at home. And obviously, of course, he went to talk about the incident at All In London leading up to it, and obviously the aftermath, how obviously he was not picked up from the airport, had to take the tube. He just kept on saying, like, obviously the issue with Jack Perry regarding the glass incident. I think he pretty much went more in detail than anyone did from all the dirt sheets or any news reports and whatnot. He just pretty much just laid it out all on the line and just called TK a clown on April Fool's Day, which is the icing on the cake. He's just, he was happy for his time in AEW, but he thinks it's not sustainable business. It's just run by clowns and no one knows what they're doing. And one thing I didn't realize that he actually had two contracts. I didn't realize he was also a wrestler and also a consultant to Tony Khan and whatnot. But yeah, it just painted AEW into a more, in my opinion, in a more negative light, if you will, in just how business is handled, and who they have as a boss, if you really want to call him that. I'll just say it right now. It's pretty crazy. But obviously we're gonna obviously dabble into dissect certain parts, and obviously get your guys' thoughts on it. But let's start off with, of course, the anchor for AEW, the true fan of AEW, and of course I'm talking about is Soul. What's your thoughts of the interview? Did you watch it? Did you see any excerpts from it? What's your take on this?
Right. I've not watched the interview. To be clear here, I've not seen it. I am going to do something that CM Punk should do. I'm going to do something that Tony Khan should do, and I'm going to do something that everyone should do. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to move on from it. This was over 2 fucking years ago, this whole shit. Every party in this is doing their own thing now. Punk's back in WWE. Tony Khan's running ROH and AEW. Bucks are now doing a thing with Okada. Hangman's now away on personal leave. Jack Perry's now in New Japan. Everyone's moved on. I don't give a fuck about this anymore. It is what it is. Was it the best thing to come out of it on all parties? Honestly, no. There are many things that people could have done to avoid this. But at the end of the day, it's a lesson. TK, for all his things, sadly, he is from someone who loves the product. He's not a confrontational guy, I get. He's not someone who's got really a backbone to say no or stand up for himself. That's just the way he is. It's nothing that me or any wrestler or anything can change on someone's individual mindset. So yeah, I'm sick of it. I'm just going to move on for it. I don't want to talk about it. Everyone else is probably, I can imagine, in a better place than they were when this all happened. I would like to think so. I could make jokes. I could poke holes in things and all that. But at the end of the day, I don't have enough energy to really give a fuck about this anymore. I just want to watch the product I like to watch, which is AEW, because it's the one that got me invested into it. There are parts of WWE I like as well that I like to watch more than AEW. For example, I can happily easily say now that Raw, to the extent, has been the best show of wrestling for maybe the last 3 or 4 weeks. It just has been. There's nothing that I can debate or try and say, well, Okada made his entrance and there was maybe a few extra bucks in his pyro or special effects, so it kind of gets a bit of a bump in the ratings. No, I'm not. At the end of the day, these are 2 different companies that are on 2 different pillars of relevancy in wrestling terms. One's basically a more sports-based hardcore product. One's a more family-friendly and public-oriented company. They're 2 different things. Everyone of this should move on. The only thing that I will say, if to come out of this, is people going to react from this in a way that's just going to keep this fire burning. Is TK going to make some 3 a.m. tweets while he's got 2 White Claws in his hand and we don't know where he's been for the last 4 hours? Is the Bucks going to make some call-out shots on Dynamite or Rampage? Are some of the AEW wrestlers who have said stuff on social media like thanks for AEW or something like that have been hashtag tweeting? I know Sammy Guevara's did it. I know Trent's did it. I don't know who else has done it. If anyone else has done it, I don't use Twitter because I'm not a fucking idiot. I just don't. I don't, as a fan, have the energy to fucking wake up every day, see on the social medias, see on all the social platforms that I use, and just see this shit still fucking getting talked about and burning. Every fucking AEW Instagram page I go on to check in the comments on what people talk about matches, it's just CM Punk gifs and gifs and all this fucking quotes and all that. That's fine. He has a loyal fan base that will do anything. If he says jump into the Forest Road Bridge and don't swim for 2 hours, they'll do it, because some people put celebrities, and I think in general, on a pillar. At the end of the day, this is only one side to the story. Could TK go on Eddie Hawani's show and say another thing, and then we're going to get 2 sides of a story? He absolutely could. Could he keep his mouth shut and just focus on his own product and stop calling people out on Twitter like he did when Dynamite and NXT went head-to-head and he started calling out Shawn Michaels and Triple H? I understand you're passionate about the thing. I'm passionate about it too. But my rule of social media is not only just for my personal and the Soul Sessions. Personal, I shut the fuck up. I don't say anything. Soul Sessions, I talk about my guests and my product. That's it. I don't call out any other wrestling products or wrestling podcasts and say they're doing shit, I'm doing better, check me out. I don't stir no flames. I stick to what I know, stick to what I'm creating, and I focus on that. Now, to the people saying, well, that's AEW now dead and all that, they've still got All In. They've sold over, I think, 40,000 tickets for that. So a dead company selling 40,000 tickets for a stadium show doesn't seem dead for me. At least it seems like it's maybe got one prosthetic on it, still kicking in the race. They're doing more pay-per-views now than ever. They've got really hot wrestlers going in a minute. When one product's hotter than the other, that flame is going to engulf the other and be the one that's most visible. That's fine and all. But at the end of the day, I was a CM Punk fanboy. Chaos knows this more than anyone. I was the biggest fan of his. I saw him in another light at All In 2022 with the Brawlett situation. I still view him that way just now. He's in WWE, hoping for the best. If he's making money and earning a living and happy, then I wish him the best, truly. If everyone else on the other side of this is doing better and feeling well, good for them as well. I just don't want to talk about this anymore because I am so fucking tired of it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Two questions. For you as well. So, no, it's just yeah. I don't think it's all right. So, first question is, were you aware of this interview happening, and is that why you turned a blind eye? And what is your thoughts also regarding how coincidental it is that all of a sudden after this interview, there's been releases happening in AEW for the first time in company history? Do you feel like is anything connected, or like, but what's your overall thoughts on those two questions?
Because for the interview in general, like I knew because I saw the WrestleMania week schedule and I saw on that Monday it was Punk and Rhea was on it as well. I'm correct.
Yeah.
On her. So I knew that, and I honestly knew like something was coming out of it because Ero Hoani, for all he is, like I do think he's a very good interviewer person. I've seen some things online, but I can't judge the person off just what I've seen online. So maybe he is a very good individual. I know apparently he leaked something for UFC and he got really hot about it, or something happened there. I know the whole story of himself, but he is a good interviewer. I'm going to like, he just asks the tough, hard questions, and that's what you want from an interviewer who's going to interview somebody like CM Punk, who everyone's wanted to see his side of it. They wanted him to say it on TV, and now he said it, so people can now die down that flame. It happened. I knew it was happening. I knew if I wake up in the morning, I would just see the whole TLDR things, and that was fine with me. With the releases, though, yes, that is shocking. I will say to the least. People that I didn't know were under contract who were released. Like I didn't know Gravity was under a contract. I didn't know Jay Slim was under a contract with the Trustbusters. I'm surprised. There is one name on that list though that I'm very surprised they let go, was Dasha, the announcer.
Yeah.
I'm very, very surprised at that. I don't know if this is TK as a reaction, hearing that now he's not a businessman, now he's doing a tough act and releasing people. If that is TK, you're doing this completely wrong, then I think you really need to take a look at yourself in the mirror. This is your reaction to that. You are not doing this right. As a fan, you are not doing this right. If this is your reaction to what Punk said. If this is the new CEO guy they've brought in to basically reel Tony in and be his backbone, then fair enough. I mean, besides Dasha, I understand why they've released everybody else. Stu hasn't been on since really the whole Righteous and Dark Order feud in Ring of Honor. Gravity, Ring of Honor thing. Parker Boudreaux was in the Trustbusters, then the Mogul Embassy, and then just did nothing pretty much. Last I heard of him, he was in AAA. Anthony Henry, though, which is a real shame one because he was a workhorseman and they were a good. They've done some things. They wrestled FTR, they wrestled Sting and Darby, they wrestled Mox and Bryan.
He's injured too.
Yeah, he's injured. Yeah, it's even worse.
That as well is a bit scummy.
Yeah.
I can't lie. That is a bit scummy to release somebody while they're injured when you kept somebody like Kyle O'Reilly on the roster for more than 2 years while he was injured. It is a bit scummy. I can't deny that. I've listened to
a lot of people. Keith Lee. A lot of people have had the injury.
I mean,
bug.
why haven't they released somebody like Paige Van Sant, who's still on the fucking roster page and hasn't even had a single match? Why is she still on the roster page? Why is like Jose the assistant as well? Because was he not doing stuff with Rush?
He was, but with Rush.
What about the boys?
The boys as well, because they're currently in a fucking feud with Dalton Castle on TV.
Yeah,
they're a prominent part of the act for one of the big stars on ROH with Dalton Castle. Like if you take that away, that's a big portion of who he is as a character.
It makes me wonder, how is the match going to go now for Supercard of Honor? What's Dalton really fighting for then? I thought he was fighting to get his boys back, which was the whole storyline, unless they're going to pivot this week on Honor Club. That Dasha's one, the really surprising one, though, because, I mean, she was good. I don't think she was bad, in my personal opinion, but, I mean, if they're really wanting to just keep Bobby Cruz and Ian Riccaboni and Justin Roberts to really do their announcing, that's fair enough. I mean, they are exceptional at what they do as well, but I feel like Dasha was a good break because, you hear the same voice all the time, and then you have this Dasha with Dasha. It's a nice balance. I mean, the thing is, though, I wonder, is this over? Or are we going to get maybe every week for maybe the next month of just little bits of slicing off the meat, trimming the fat, as they say.
Like WWE style, because that's what they kind of do it over a period of like a few days, don't they?
Yeah,
I mean,
there's waves, phases.
Like Paige Van Zant's the one that comes to mind. Well, like, you know what? Screw it. I'll just pull up the roster page. I'm gonna go through this.
No, all right. First off, just a disclaimer:
Nah,
we don't.
I don't want anybody to lose their
No,
job.
I don't want anyone to lose their jobs as well. But I mean, like if I'm the business guy, like at the end of the day, I don't want anyone to lose their jobs as well, because with AEW, it's a place where people can get work, and that's what I've always said. I've always described the way I have described AEW is like a terminal. People come in and go. They can go to other places and work, and then come back to home base. But like Paige Van Zant as well, which I said there before, somebody who's not doing any. She's on the roster page online, but it's done nothing. Has done nothing. Like people have done nothing. Like Aaron Solo of the previous of the factory in QTTV, right? Somebody who's sadly done nothing. Angelico, great match with Mystico on Collision. Still somebody who's not really done nothing. Athena Gogo is still on that roster page as well. AR Fox is still on the roster page, not done anything. Scorpio Sky. Ari Daivari has not done anything. Bandido, I know he's injured, but again, it's somebody who's sadly done nothing as well. Braden Cutler's still on that roster page, and I don't know if he's really wrestled this year as well. Like just going on and on here. Like I'm seeing names that are like, yeah, they're fine. Christopher Daniels, he's not really done anything at the moment to my knowledge. I know he's got a Malachi Black match on Rampage. Chuck Taylor, injured. Colt Cabana, has Colt really done anything? Danhausen hasn't wrestled on AEW television this year as well. Just going through and through. Juristico, he's not really done anything as well. Ethan Page, I know he's now in Ring of Honor. Griff Garrison, Ring of Honor now. Jack Perry, he's fucked off to New Japan. Jay Lethal, has Jay Lethal done anything really this year as well? Jesus, it just keeps going on. Johnny TV, he's on Ring of Honor. Jose's still on the roster page, but now he's gone. Josh Woods, has he done anything? Juice Robinson, injured. Keith Lee, injury. Kip Sabian, we're going to lose Kip Sabian as well, when I loved this whole thing with the box. Commander, I don't know what he's been doing. Kota Ibushi, injured. Kyle O'Reilly just came back. Lee Johnson, not someone who's done anything. Lee Moriarty, it's just going on. Mark Davis, injured. Matt Seidel, we recently did the stuff with CMML. Michael Nakazawa is on the roster page, and somebody who's not done anything at all as well. Miro, somebody who's always exclaimed that he's not been happy with things like Nick Camarato. I don't know if he's been injured or what, but he's not done anything. Ortiz, hopefully he can be doing something. Parker will still be there. I mean, Paul White's on the roster page. He's had 6 matches, but I mean, really should move that to maybe backstage or something. Pretty Peter Avalon is on the roster page as well. Somebody who's not done anything this year. Preston Vance, somebody I really, really like. I truly love. And when he turned heel on Little Brody, I thought we were going to get something so much better than what we got. Ray Phoenix, I think, is injured as well. Rush, hopefully coming back soon. Satnam Sting's on the roster page. I mean, he fills his role kind of funny with Jeff Jarrett. Scorpio, it's a great one you mentioned there, Shad. Former TNT champion, the first ever tag champion. Serpentico, he fills his role.
Yeah, I hope he ain't gonna release all these people. He gonna have no. I mean, he don't use them.
Not a great advert for AEW, this pro. You're doing more damage to AEW than Punk.
Tony Nese, Ring of Honor. Tony Nese, Ring of Honor. I mean, the women roster, honestly, going for it, it seems fine. Like Abaddon, fine. Anna Jay, I know you want to see your NXT Shad and put her in Chase U just because you'd be evil like that. Athena, please. Athena, get her on AEW TV as soon as you can. Britt Baker, where's Britt? Diana, Diamante.
So to argue your point in a way, this is the sad reality of business. This happens in WWE quite frequently. There's a number that needs to be made on the business side. A way to get to a number is cutting cost of who you have on your staff. It happens in a lot of places. I think Tony Khan is seeing that he has to have the harsh reality of being a businessman and cutting costs and cutting people off of the roster that are not utilized. Does it suck? Yes. The timing is crazy though. I don't lie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The time. That's the thing. That's what lingers on it. It's just the timing is just a bit off and it's fishy, and it's the most randomest set of people. Yeah, sure. Obviously, they are not like. It's not.
I didn't even know. Like I know like 70% of the people that got cut. There was a dude who looked like Maven. I didn't even know he was on a roster. Like,
it's crazy. It's people that is on TV. Obviously, the WWE is not a stranger to like cutting people that are on TV. Like you just saw them on SmackDown and they get released on Monday. But yeah, it's just really off. And I just feel like it has that split.
I know Allison has always joked about the AEW Women division, and I've always defended it. But there's something like now that's actually kind of putting it in perspective for me. I'm going to read out a bunch of names. So there's 39 names on the women's roster that are listed on the website. Every name I'm going to mention is somebody who has not wrestled a match on AEW television, according to the website here. Right. Abaddon, that's 1. Athena, 2. Britt, 3. Diamante, 4. Emi Sakura, 5. Haley Cameron is not wrestled, that's 6. Shida, 7. Jamie, 8. Kira Hogan has. So it's Layla Gray, 9. Layla Hirsch, 10. Madison Rain, 11. Maria Shafir, 12. Mercedes, 14. Mercedes Monet. Well, we can find that. Mother Wayne's on the roster for some weird reason. Nyla Rose. Paige Van Zandt. Penelope Ford. Rebel. We're getting there. Ty Mello, obviously, with her child. Yuka Sakazaki. I mean, it's kind of insane when you just think about it now.
Yeah.
Like the whole roster is bloated. And I think what it was as well with AEW is like they signed the people who would take the pins. And I think that's what murkied everything a bit. With WWE, they would just bring in the people and they would be in there for a flash in the pants and do their role. With AEW, they signed everybody that came in and did their role. Maybe not the best thing. Like with Pretty Peter Avalon is not somebody that's going to hold a championship, but he could fit a role. Is that somebody that needs to be on the active roster page to fulfill that role? Not necessarily. Like I love AEW as well, but with this whole trimming the fat and cutting releases thing, I wonder if this is really a sign of right. We've done our thing for so long and we've done well, but maybe now we need to pull up the big boy pants and actually, for best or worse, take this seriously.
Yeah.
And it all goes back to this Punk interview, Chaos.
Yeah, pretty much. Exactly. Go on.
Because there was a point. So we talked about it briefly on the daily before, but I think that the telling aspect of the interview is the stories and the relationship and the depiction of who Tony Khan is as a businessman. I don't think he attacked Tony Khan's character as a person. I think Tony Khan is respected by many, revered by the entire roster, but it's the business practice and being an actual leader of a roster full of superstars, not relying on himself to, step in and handle business, but using active wrestlers to handle business or whatnot. I think that part of it is concerning, and it doesn't look good on his behalf. I have no issues with CM Punk talking at Ariel Helwani's show. Was it needed? It may not have been needed, but as a man, when you feel like your reputation and you feel like your name is getting muddied, you want to speak your piece. And this was an opportunity for him to speak his piece. And I think he got to speak his piece. Now, did he go cross lines or cross legal parameters? I don't know what he signed in the NDA. That's none of my business. He said he couldn't.
He didn't. Well, I think he signed an NDA for All Out, but not for All In. He just needed the right person, the right platform to talk about it. Otherwise, he would have said it everything on Twitter or Instagram or whatever. But I think, and he didn't do a Cat Williams where like, hi Punk, how you doing? Well, first off, all right, fuck Tony Khan.
No, he didn't do that. He answered every question that Ariel Helwani asked him. Now, we probably knew that Ariel Helwani was going to try to get in the meat and potatoes of it because that's his interview style. And yeah, that's what us. Look, we watched that shit yesterday because we wanted to hear what he had to say about AEW. I
I
don't give
was
a
working. I'm a delivery driver. I was driving whilst I was listening to this shit. I was just like, I ain't got time to wait till I get
yeah.
home.
I didn't give
I'm
a
like,
fuck about him hugging Vince or how he thought about Vince because Vince is a piece of shit. I don't give a fuck about the details of everything that happened before his debut. I want to hear what happened in AEW. Maybe I'm being messy and that's just me waiting for the drama to unfold. But I don't even think he like disrespected AEW a lot in a way. Like he's still
Can I
you
say
didn't even watch it.
I think when you
I've seen
take
the notes.
specific quotes out of it, he did. You
And,
can't deny
and
it. When
in
you look
content
at
of that,
the
okay, yeah.
interview as the entirety, and if you actually listen from start to finish, he kind of goes about it in the best way he can, and actually then says on a number of occasions, I wish the company well, I wish everyone there well. I don't regret it. I made friends, and if I saw Tony Khan, I'd say, "Hi, Tony, how you doing?" So like that kind of shows it at the end of the day. But this is what you said, like about Ariel Helwani, man. When you look at like he's there, he's going to ask them questions. I would ask them questions in his position.
Yeah.
Of course, you would. You want that scoop. Punk in his position, I would answer it as truthfully as I could, to my ability. So I believe that's what he did as well. I honestly don't believe there was malice intended by anybody, but I can totally understand why. And again, this is something he said himself. He's a sports fan. He understands tribalism. He understands that for some people, AEW lit a fire and a love for pro wrestling that they'd lost, so they hold it dear. So if somebody comes out and says these things on quite a big platform, they're gonna get the backup about it. And he himself said, "I appreciate that." Completely. And if you want to make me this bad guy, make me this bad guy, but just don't fucking talk to me about it. Like I'm
I'm making money off it.
Yeah, innit? Yeah, that's it.
And that's what people seem to think, like he just went out and slandered. Like he didn't want any of this, and he even said it when the first thing happened at All Out. He said, "Just let me go. Give me more money and let me just go." TK kept him. He didn't want to be there. He said, "This is not going to work."
I can understand why he kept him though, because TK
yeah,
is never.
of
Yeah,
course.
you're not. There's not. There is. I mean, look at all the money he's drawn in WWE out the gate with
Of
him
course.
coming on merch and all of that. He got AEW a lot of money in his time there. That's a transcend. You don't get that. Like that first dance moment is like in the record books of one of the more like crazy moments within the last 10 years, because we ain't see Punk in 7 years. We didn't think we gonna see him back in wrestling, and he was able to get him back. But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like that's the difference of the man who's a fan and the man who runs uh like a business. Like you're a businessman. You got to find ways to smooth it out on all parties. Like Punk, maybe it's in kayfabe, maybe it's real life. Apparently, he got problems with people in WWE, like a Seth Rollins. You know that he's had the fucking Triple H, right? He had the biggest beef with Triple H, and he was able to mend ways and put your head down. I'm here to make money. There's ways to do that. I don't know how bad it got. I don't know what was said amongst them two. There's obviously his side, somebody else's side, and the truth. But I mean, there's got to be ways that you gotta get it. The ship
I just don't think
sailed.
I'm taking. I just don't see any reason why Punk would try and muddy the truth. I feel like whatever he said right there, because he's like for the longest time, he's someone that actually like he keeps it 100 to you, and he even said it to
right.
to TK, like if you don't handle this, I'll do it, but you ain't gonna like the outcome.
Like the outcome,
So
right.
like so I don't think no matter how TK came out and said that he feared for his life, and
I mean, think about it like this, like just the bill of Collision. It does feel Collision was brought to have it be his show because all of that shit happened. And he made it seem like, this is your show. You book it, you build it.
I do give it that Warner did want the show regardless, whether they got Punk or anything. But obviously, TK used it as a sweetener, saying, "All right, we're gonna do this brand split. You get your own show, all this kind of stuff." And even Punk said it himself, like, "It's not gonna work, bro. I'll do it, but if you ain't gonna let me go, let me just do it." And then, sure enough, like he just kind of like phoned it in, if you will, and and obviously a certain Jack asshole went and fucked it up because he was having a tantrum because he didn't want to use that guy's such an asshole. I'm sorry. Can we just
he
go back?
looks the worst out of anybody out of that interview.
Am I wrong? Like, do you guys agree? What about you, Jordy? What's your thoughts on Jack Perry and TK and this whole thing? Because you've been kind of quiet with this. On this
I've always got that impression from TK, man. I kind of didn't need Punk to tell me that. He seems like a nice guy, but when it came to crunch time, he's not. He just doesn't see, and I don't know him personally. This is a complete assumption, but he just doesn't seem like the type of guy that wants to get into confrontation.
He has nobody
maybe wants to get into confrontation, but like, yeah, man, I wouldn't say shit to Triple H because I'd be like, nah, man, it's not worth it. Like, I've seen you throw down, like, I ain't gonna do it. So I don't know, and obviously not everyone has that background that Triple H has. But yeah, I agree. I think Jack Perry probably comes off the worst out of all this, because he's just not taking advice from kind of people who whether he likes it or not do know better. There's innovative and there's being like, oh, this is gonna be a crazy sport, which is cool, but like you still have to make sure that everybody's safe, otherwise it's not innovative, it's just crackers, it's just, you know what I mean. And he actually said himself, this is what we'll never, again, from listening to the whole interview, he actually said himself, I got along with Jack. So I went up to him and just said, bro, like, cool. I appreciate what you're trying to do, but just not here, man. This is not how we do it here. Go and do it fucking somewhere else. Go and do it on Wednesday or something. So he didn't initially come out and, like you say, just be like, fuck Jack, man, fuck Tony. I really don't think that that's the case. Yes, Tony might come out now, probably, like I say, maybe a lot of people probably think a similar way because that's how Tony comes across, that it's maybe just confirmed how they thought maybe Tony runs things. But yeah, one of the most concerning things I think was that if this is true, we don't know if it is, if in this situation Punk said, please handle that, and Tony said, what do you want me to do?
That was hilarious.
That's a worry. Like that's just a worry in itself.
What am I supposed to do, bro? This is your shit. What are you supposed to do?
Because I think if
Punk
could have
money, this is your money.
That's what I mean. I think if Punk could have said, well, go and tell him to do this, he would have actually gone, right, I'm going to go and I will just do exactly what you tell me to go and tell him to do. And then I'm like, that's no way to run a business, man. Like, you can't just, because Punk's not always right, you can't just go to Punk every time. Like, he'll be wrong about stuff as well. Like, quite.
And again, like, this kind of go forward into like how they handled with Punk's firing, because wasn't there that thing where there was a big council and Brian Danielson was heading it?
Yeah.
Why wasn't he there? And he just went on Brian Danielson's word. It's just like, it just shows that he just doesn't like conflict.
Kobe said it earlier today on the Daily, so salute to him. It's difficult when you have people who are running this shit that are actual active workers and wrestlers on it. Like, you need to have people on staff, on management that are like removed from being active wrestler. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you're more in position to possibly be biased. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. Like, if you're like an active wrestler, you're gonna maybe want to look out for some of your homies that you are friends with in the locker room, or you're gonna look out for yourself. Like that is kind of difficult to
that's what they were doing. That's what happened with the Bucks and the Page thing about Cole Cabana. Yeah, and then they try. That's right. You're right.
What I'll say is, I mean, I definitely don't think Tony was the one to fire these people. Just off the impression, it must have been this new CEO guy. And if anything, if Tony Khan wants to be Ted Turner and this new CEO wants to be Eric Bischoff, and that's what it needs to be to get the company going again and being, ticket selling and not having empty arenas.
He's still the final. He's got to put the stamp of approval at the end of the day. It's his shit. Like, nothing is. He not. Somebody can't just fire and him.
I think there is in whether I like it or not. I think there is room for that in business. I think there is plenty of CEOs and owners that probably go in and smile at everyone, and then behind closed doors say, by the way, this person's not doing the job properly, you need to sack them. But to that person's face will actually carry on being the Tony Khan that we know and shake their hand and smile. and get somebody else to be the bad guy, essentially, because he doesn't want to be it, and he's probably got enough money to not have to be the bad guy. So I do think there is room for that, but I think, yeah, do it. Just actually do it, and whoever this new guy that comes in is, then he's going to be the bad guy. Make it, bad guy seems harsh, but just make him the realist and the one that
he's an old WWE guy, so they're gonna definitely put that on him.
Well, I think what's important is you just learn from it. Just learn from it as a company. That is the most important thing. Punk, learn from it. Jack Perry, learn from it. AEW, learn from it. They're still a young company, man. And if WWE have the diehards, if they're under the impression that WWE didn't have in their early days blow-ups to much more drastic extent than obviously whatever happened at Wembley, you're deluded.
Shall we look to 1987 Survivor Series for
exactly, brother? Exactly, and even further back, like look how old WWE is now as a company, how many years it's got behind it, and if social media was about in the early days of WWE, there will have been some messy endings. And so, yeah, it's just that social media is a thing. It's got such a magnifying glass on it. But yeah, I just think the important thing is that they are in a position, like you said, Saul, they've all moved on. They all seem in a better place. Just learn from it, and just as AEW, as a company, just don't let it happen again. You use this as an example, use this as a benchmark to be like, we cannot let it get that bad. If what Punk said is true, and he said, just let me go, and Tony was like, no, because I want to, in that situation, if it happens again, let them go. Don't push it. When something's gone rotten, man, it's gone rotten. Just let them go. If they come back in a couple of years, and maybe they do, but yeah, I think it's important. And looking at what's gone on after this, I think Tony has learned from it, honestly. So yeah, I think that question when Ariel said to Punk, do you think it's going to be here in years to come? I certainly think it will be. I don't think that's really a question myself, but they just need to learn from these situations and not fall back into them. Because if something like this then happens again, you look at like, Christ, we're going through this again. It's not even as exciting probably because it wouldn't be CM Punk. Like, you know what I mean? And he just brings that kind of, like you said, he's probably going to straight shoot. He's probably not going to bullshit. Whether that's the thing with that interview as well, and I mentioned that on the daily, that he kind of went into probably a bit more detail about the Vince stuff as well than I think he made.
Yeah.
I think that like he was just straight shooting. I think there's probably someone at WWE that said like you probably shouldn't have said that, mate, about Vince. Like because they all seem to
because you felt like he was tiptoeing. You felt like he was tiptoeing in the beginning, and then eventually he was just like, no, fuck it. It doesn't surprise me, bro. He's a fucking freak. Like
exactly. Yeah, it is.
He's gonna say
he said, like, how do you know him as a person? He's like, well, I never turned around and he was shitting on someone, so like, I don't know. And it's like, well, bro, like, how's that happened? Like, you were tiptoeing a second ago, so it was like, oh man,
it's kind of crazy. It makes you think, what the fuck did Colt Cabana do to really piss him off so much?
Yeah. He said he wouldn't say hi to him, and then because that's then
without a lawyer present.
Yeah, then he said, what about if you saw Tony, would you say hi? He said, yeah, I'd say hi, Tony, how's it going? Whereas he didn't say that to Colt, so they're obviously.
What the fuck did you do, Cabana?
He shares a bank account with his mother. That's all you need to know. Cabana's
gonna be a 30 or something like that. That's gonna be the thing that's gonna leak. He's a 30. He's like, oh shit, now we know why. Nobody likes fish.
Definitely. Yeah, like I said, it was an explosive interview. It's gonna be talked about for well after Mania, I think. But yeah, if you haven't caught it, if anyone hasn't caught it, make sure you go and check it out. At least some of the highlights were the most important parts. It was a very, not just because of he was slamming AEW and whatnot, it was still a very insightful, fun interview. He was happy about it. He was talking about his progress regarding his injury, and his time in coming back in WWE and everything else. So there was still some cool tidbits in there. And obviously he talks about what the plans would have been for Mania and also what the plans possibly might be after his injury. So yeah, still a good watch. I would highly recommend it. So, but moving on from a interview to a very powerful documentary, in my opinion. We're talking, of course, about the Bray Wyatt Becoming Immortal documentary that aired on Peacock. Also yesterday on April 1st. It's still talked about. I just checked the rating on here on IMDb. It's been rated 9.3 out of 10. So it's definitely worth a watch. And yeah, I actually just finished watching it just before we started recording this episode. And yeah, man, it was a very awesome, powerful way to talk about how, how highly creative he was, and how he had like such a heart of gold. You could say like he had such a good heart, and you could say the word "such" so many times, and it still wouldn't be enough. That's how pure he was, and how he was, dedicated to and to the industry and the craft, and he wanted to better himself and whatnot. Obviously, at times he was a victim of his own creativity. He was never always satisfied, and he was always nervous because he just wanted to make sure everyone was happy with what he was portraying. But yeah, everyone had nothing but amazing stuff to say about him from the beginning of his run becoming a wrestler. Well, he was a American football player, and then he went into wrestling, and then everything from FCW to obviously his final match. It was just an awesome interview, and good interviews from his fiance, his ex-wife, his mom, his brother, his uncle, his father. Yeah, and obviously the Undertaker was obviously narrating it. But yeah, I just wanted to get your thoughts on the documentary, and how did you make you feel, and did it put Bray Wyatt in a different light for you? I'll go with you, Jordy. What was your thoughts on the documentary? You're on mute, bro. Sorry.
No, hey, that's all right, man. That's me. Yeah, I'll be honest, man. I've not seen all of it. I started watching it, so I've probably about just over halfway through it. But yeah, man, it's a beautiful kind of, not send off, but it's just a tribute to just somebody who was one of the greatest character workers I've ever seen. And it's tough to watch because it still doesn't feel real. It doesn't seem that long ago that we were at the Rumble and he did the pitch black match, which, don't get me wrong, I don't think was his best work, but that's not what's important. It just doesn't seem real, man. Yeah, probably a year ago they were teasing Bobby and Bray, or just over a year ago, and then all of a sudden he got taken off the live shows, and we started to hear about it, that he was having issues or whatever. But like you say, it's great to hear that behind such a dark, twisted character was such a wonderful, lovely human being who just had love to give to everybody in the room. And I've met people, I know people that kind of have that quality, that light up a room, that want to leave you better off after every interaction with them, that people feel like they're genuinely listening to you. And obviously Bo's quite prominent in the, I call him Bo because obviously we know him as Bo Dallas, but he's quite prominent throughout the documentary. And hearing him talk about it, because it's his big brother, man, it's tough, but I think it was important for them. I think it's important for us as fans to get a little bit of closure as well. It's hard to talk about, man, because like I say, it still doesn't feel real to me. I remember when Sami Zayn was speaking about it after it just happened, and he kind of said that he struggles with stuff like this because you kind of forget that they're not there. And then you watch something like this, and it's like, this is something I expected to watch in 30, 40 years time or something, not now, not at the age that I'm at. And yeah, man, it was one of them things that I knew was going to be tough to watch, and it's probably a good job that I've actually not watched it all in one go, and managed to break it down. But from what I've seen so far, man, it was, like I said, that it was a beautiful tribute to a beautiful person and an incredible talent that will be missed and never replicated, I don't think.
Oh yeah, 100%, man. Yeah, it's definitely one of one. I did the same as well. I watched it in two parts. I watched half of it last night, and then the rest just before the show. And yeah, I don't think it would be it would be definitely too much to take in all at once. Because yeah, it was just you just get lost in the moment of like how of how great a human being he was. You know, not just to his colleagues, but to his family, to his fans as well, and how he just connected with everyone. Like even when it came, there was that scene where it was I think it was WrestleMania Access, and it was some guy that came in and he was like dressed like him, and he was
Yeah,
just
fully.
completely in awe of Bray Wyatt. Like he said, like you saved me and all that kind of stuff. And that's that's that Michael Jackson kind of touch. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
crazy how he is connected with so many people in different types of ways. And yeah, it was just a sad thing, man. It's yeah, it definitely takes you out of it. And when I say take you out of it, it almost makes you kind of almost break, because like it definitely was way before its time. It shouldn't have happened. But yeah, like I say, it was a great documentary. What about you, Saul? I know you obviously you are a fan of Bray Wyatt's work. What was your thoughts on I think he was one of the first people that of the of the Wrestling Republic's team to watch it. What was your thoughts and what was your mindset after watching the documentary?
So I've always loved WWE's documentary work. If I had to rank my top three, number three would be the WWE 24 of Keith Lee. Number two would be the one with Edge on his return, and number one would be the Bray Wyatt documentary.
Mm.
God, it's insane to think, because when watching it, like you're happy from the beginning, learning about him and Taylor Bo beginnings and all that, and just seeing all the behind the scene interview stuff, like because WWE pulled there was no red tape and everything. They pulled stuff from all the archives, and like again, there was before, just seeing more of Wyndham. Really, this was just more an insight into who that man was. And for me, obviously, like, I'm like I only started watching wrestling in 2019, so like all the Firefly stuff in the beginning with the Swamp characters, learning about the Wyatt family in NXT, and then Braun coming in, but then when it was the Firefly Funhouse with the Fiend was when I kind of had like memories coming back. I'm remembering watching when he won the Universal title of Seth. Remember the SmackDown premiere. Remembering him losing it to Goldberg. Remember him calling out Cena. WrestleMania 36 or 37 with the Firefly Funhouse match against Cena was was my first Mania, my first experience. Like staying up until the dead of days of dawn coming up and seeing all this experiencing, and just remember loving it, loving the Fiend character. Then the whole burn thing, and then the Mania match with Orton. Like I'm also learning about the crazy tidbits as well behind it, like how Wyndham would watch every single footage of the Firefly Funhouse, making sure everything was correct, having a meaning, having a purpose. Him hating the burnt Fiend costume because he couldn't work in it, and it just shows that thing. Because there was something Triple H said that I think really sticks out, not only just for Wyndham, but I think for a lot of creative mind individuals. You've got this great thing. Now we need to transition it into this medium. You have something so good, but now we need to take it to the ring. You need to wrestle now. You need to do what we do. And it showed with the Burnt Fiend thing. It was a great idea, a great evolution of the character, but he couldn't wrestle it. That's why he returned that new look at 37.
Mm.
Then when all the stuff of him, passing on, I'd say that like I'm a pretty hard shell kind of guy. Like, I don't really get emotional over things too often. But that last 20 minutes was like the hardest fucking shit you could watch. Because memories came back, man. I remember, me and Chaos especially, because we were in the group chat. I remember when we heard it was announced that he was gone. I saw it from Progress on Instagram, and then I asked you guys, and I know Clark Anthony, I think Shai, were you on the daily when that happened as well, when he passed?
Yeah, we were live when
Yeah.
that news broke, man. There's an episode out there where we got the news breaking right towards the end of Throwback Thursday.
Yeah.
That he passed away.
God, and then I remember, Chaos, we were in the hotel for All In watching the SmackDown tribute show. We saw the two fans dressed up as Wyatt and the Fiend at All In Arena. Then all the Fireflies came out as well, and then I don't think as well. I think as well. I obviously know that it's called the Bray Wyatt documentary, but it most of the point was just the Wyndham Rotunda documentary as well, because I won't spoil it too much to Jordy because I know you've not seen the end of it. But there's an ending shot here, which is basically, yes, he's gone, but his legacy's there, and his legacy is not his ring work. And I'm sure you two know what I mean by it.
I know about it. I've seen that. I have already seen that.
It's insane as well. And I loved as well, like there was shit there that I don't know if anyone knows. There's like the Easter eggs on the lantern.
Yeah.
Like holy shit, this man was creative. And like the thing with the mask, the back, and who it was shaped off as well. And I know I did. I'm not going to shoot. I did give criticism for Wyatt's return run. I thought it was too slow, not getting into the wrestling action. But now seeing where it was going to go, fuck, this would have been something special. I think this would have been something with Triple H, especially at creative head. This could have been something. This would have been new Undertaker. This would have been your new spooky character that you could have be not even have a streak, but a presence at WrestleMania that would sell it upon with the event itself. And the fact now he's gone as well, and it's only been 7 or 8 months, I think, now since that.
Still fresh, yeah.
It's fucking weird. And obviously there's the thing with the epilogue as well. If they choose to do that, then I hope they do everything they can with it and make it what they want to be. I hope there's no like taking corners or what they want to do for this, honoring not only I think just the Rotunda name, but the Wyatt name that's now gone, and having that be remembered will be something really special. When they decide to do that, I don't know, but yeah, I truly, I'm gonna watch it again tonight because I just thought it was just a fucking stellar piece of media. I know David Sheldon, obviously, he's the Wyatt fanatic, and I kind of just want to hear what his thoughts on the whole thing are. Just like honestly, just give him the whole daily, Alex, and have him let him just give a critique chapter by chapter. But yeah, truly, this was fucking exceptional. There's no way to say about it. I love the Fiend. I kind of wish I bought like merch and all that at the time and was more invested than I was, but it's just that thing. You don't know how good something is until it's gone. And just seeing that documentary, man, it was just like, fuck, it was special.
Well, yeah, but this is something that's like what you said. You don't know what you've got till it's gone, and I'll only touch briefly on this. But this is where my fiance only recently started watching wrestling about a year ago, and I've shown her. She watched the Rumble, so she saw that little brief glimpse of Wyatt. But I've shown her some older stuff and kind of explained, because man, when it happened, it cut me up for a good week or so. I couldn't feel grounded. I just felt weird for a week or so. And then I felt weird because I didn't know him, but I felt like I did. But then when she's now watched clips, she's said exactly that. I'm just so sad that now I'm a wrestling fan. This person, I know I would have loved him, and he's not there for me to enjoy now. And it's just like, fucking hell, there's going to be so many people that are going to have that experience and not get to watch it and experience it as it happens, and that's just a shit thing, man.
Yeah, man, 100%. This is there. It's up there with, the sudden passing of like Eddie Guerrero and whatnot. It's just that you just don't realize what you got to this guy. I think that's the perfect way of wrapping it up. Of wrapping it up, really. What we think about Bray Wyatt. But what about you, Shav? Have you seen the documentary? What's your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, I haven't watched it all fully yet, but I mean, I kind of mirror a lot of the thoughts that you guys said. I think the key thing for me is that we got to know him as a man behind the character as well. And I think sometimes people forget about that, and getting to see who he is as a man, as a brother, as a son, as a husband, and as a father. The most important aspect of it is gut wrenching to go and just see that he's no longer with us, man. Because that's a guy who had a lot of time left for this earth, to touch everyone as a character, but also to give back to his family and be there for his family. And yeah, man, like just seeing someone close in age to you pass away is always scary, right? He's only like probably 5 or 6 years older than me. That's always a weird feeling, because you don't know how long you have on this in this life, and just I mean, I liked Bray so much too. He's one of the reasons I kind of got back into wrestling. I thought the Wyatt family was one of the most intriguing like factions I hadn't seen in a while. I love the lure of them. It kind of gives you that like Lord of the Flies esque like to it, like he's just being a cult leader, and then how he's kind of grown as a character. Um, with the whole fiend and snapping back and forth, and then like to you mentioned your fiance, my wife caught the last bit from the pandemic from the Firefly Funhouse and the whole thing with even with Alexa Bliss and like all of that, like just a creative genius, man. And it sucks, man, but I mean, yeah, I've got through like about half of it. I'm gonna finish it probably tomorrow morning. And yeah, man, it feels weird, bro. Like I have a lot of Brave
Yeah.
White merchandise. I have a jacket my wife painted for me that I wore to a
Oh,
couple of my battles. Um, it's tough, man. Like it's like up there with like when Eddie passed away. Like you said, like that's one of them deaths that you're just like, what the hell? Like, nah, you bullshitting me, man. But like, it's tough, man. But rest in peace to him.
yeah.
His legacy will live on forever.
Facts, facts, facts. Definitely rest in peace, Wyndham Rotunda. Um, but yeah, I ain't gonna else to that title now. Let's just move on swiftly. So let's move on to something a bit more positive. Depending of what you would like to happen at Mania, because we're gonna try and book WrestleMania 40. Everybody, obviously, it's as of this recording, it is 4 days away. I cannot count. Yeah, 4 days away. And yeah, we are hyped up for it. This is we're not gonna be at we're not gonna be at this year's Mania this time. Obviously we were there live in person last year. If you haven't checked the vlog, go and check that out on the Wrestling Republic's channel. But yeah, we're gonna watch in the comfort of our homes, except for Shad. He's gonna be watching it on a boat.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, hope
Your
it
wife
does
is
Wi-Fi.
bitch.
But yeah, so yeah, we're just gonna dive into and like I said, I'm gonna choose one of y'all at random. Please don't do like some what culture 20-minute video of each match. Just let me know what would you like, or how would you book the ending of each match. And like I said, I'm gonna choose y'all at random. So let's start with night one, shall we? So the first match that is on here. I'm going on Wikipedia, so yeah. Take that if you will, if you want to like go have that on your end as well, if you want to be ready. So yeah, the first match is showing right now on night one is Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch for the Women's World Championship. I'm not gonna book it. I'm just gonna give you my thoughts on prediction because I'm not on the prediction show on the daily. So I would like Rhea Ripley to retain at this one. I don't think Becky Lynch needs the title. I feel like Rhea Ripley, the other way she loses it is via Money in the Bank cash-in. And yeah, screw your book. No, I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually gonna read it at one point. I'm gonna find it for free somewhere online. Anyway, no, I'm joking. Oh, shout out to Shadow. You did get it autographed. So yeah, huge shout out to him though. That's awesome. But yeah, I want Rhea Ripley to retain. Should be a fun match regardless. But let's put this match on Jordy, because he's not looking at me. So yeah.
Oh,
How would you book this?
I'd book this in a way. So yeah, man, Rhea goes over, and Becky takes a break. This is what I think. I genuinely do. I think Becky has had a hard-working year. I think she did the whole NXT title run. She became Grand Slam Becky. I think Rhea, not that she needs anything because she's so over and she's meant to be a heel and everybody cheers her, so she doesn't need anything. But I just think Becky's the kind of the final step. Without beating Becky, there's that question mark. But I think knocking Becky off the out of the way. Rhea obviously going to go on. I think personally, she's going to hold it until next Mania. And then we're going to be having this conversation again. I honestly do, man. I really do. I think that she's going to take... Right now, Asuka has got the longest run in terms of a title within WWE, and I don't think they'll like that. I think they'll want someone to have it on the main card.
Don't tell Goldberg that.
Well, I'll tell Bill Goldberg what I want to tell Bill Goldberg. But
He's not afraid of Goldberg, but he's afraid of
Another
Triple H.
woman taking a record from me.
I'm afraid of Triple H. But no, yeah, seriously, I think Rhea will go on and be the longest reigning WWE Women's Champion. And whether she loses via a cash-in, I think that's a great shout, to be honest, Chaos. I think that protects her. But yeah, I book it in a way that stellar match, does great for both parties, but Becky loses and takes a break after it, and we don't see her for a couple of months.
Am I wrong? But did she just return at War Games? Or was that the year prior? I can't remember. She did return at War Games, didn't she?
Becky.
Yeah, Becky.
SummerSlam against, it was Naomi and
Her return was against when she beat Bianca.
yes,
No, that's the first one. Then they had the match when then she got injured with the shoulder and she was gone for a while. But I can't remember.
I think she didn't return at War Games, but she was kind of like, there was the whole her and Charlotte, I've got someone I can call.
Yeah.
I don't think it was return to wrestling. I think she was just on the opposite brand, wasn't she? And I think it was just like they needed somebody to make up that extra slot in War Games. Which again, is what I mean. Like, if you look at, she was in the Rumble, she was in Chamber, she was in War Games, she had a run with the NXT champion. She's had a busy year, man. She's written a book. I just got a feeling that she's going to take a break. I might be wrong.
No, she's well within her right. I mean, yeah, she's definitely
with Seth, that thing, but we'll talk about that later. I think they'll give him a break together.
Makes sense.
Got to. They're married.
Fair dues. All right, number 2, Gunther versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. My prediction for this one, I think is going to be, I think Gunther should retain on this. I don't think Sami Zayn's the right person to take away the title from Gunther. It should be Gable. But the way that things are going on with Raw right now, I'm really, really worried that it's not going to be the case. But I'm still sticking to my guns. It's going to be Gunther to retain. I'm gonna give this one to. So, what do you think you're going to predict, and how would you book it?
So, do you want a dream booking or do you want a realistic booking?
Realistic. No, go with your gut. Go do with your own thing. Just do what you want.
Cool. So I'm going to do it that the match is going on and Gunther has got Sami Zayn up for a powerbomb. Sami's going to jump out, do a hula kick. Gunther goes down. Imperium come out, the members come out, and that's when Alpha Academy come and try and jump him to not cause any interference. Sami's going to try and jump up, go for it. Gunther's going to hit with a big boot, power bomb, 1-2-3 pin. Gunther retains. Next night on Raw, Gunther's going to have an open challenge in the main event for the Intercontinental Championship. We then get NXT call-up, Carmelo Hayes.
Oh.
And Carmelo, and then he beats Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship on the Raw after WrestleMania.
Wow, that was left field. I was not expecting that. I'm not going to lie. Carmelo Hayes. Okay. Fair enough. All right.
You don't miss.
You don't miss. Well, we'll see what happens when he's facing Trick Williams in the main event and Stand and Deliver. But yeah, that's a fair shout. That's a fair shout. But I mean, it's gonna be tricky though. Wait, is that your dream prediction or
kind of dream? The bit add-ons, a bit of the dream one.
Okay, fair enough. Cool.
But I'm like my gut 100%. If you're writing the book and the check, Gunther's retaining at Mania, and I would like to see an NXT call-up take the belt off him, because I think that would be a making moment for somebody, and someone from NXT could deserve it, like Carmelo.
Ilya?
Yeah, Ilya Dragunov, because of the history of NXT UK. I would like to think that if you were going to do a little cheeky nod thing, the only one who could ever dethrone Gunther for a title is Ilya Dragunov. They're always just like the two crossings of shit. I think that's going to be fun. But yeah, like Carmelo, Trick, or Ilya to take the title off fucking Gunther would be
the best way to go.
Okay, fair dues. All right. Next up, the Judgment. It's the 6-pack tag team ladder match. Judgment Day, DIY, Austin Truth, New Day, all 8-Town Down Under, and New Catch Republic. Now it got confirmed on Raw. On Raw that obviously the match will end after both titles under the Undisputed Championship banner have been retrieved, making it possible for the 2 titles to split between 2 teams. So this could go either way right now since they're looking to split them. I hope if they do, please update the fucking titles. Like, even if they still merge, update the fucking titles. It's overdue. So yeah, if they're gonna split it, my prediction: one will go to the Awesome Truth, and then the other one would probably go to New Catch Republic. Why not? Just give him something to override that awful name, because New Catch Republic is his ass. I'm sorry, but yeah, the Awesome Truth, they're hella over. Our Truth is hella over. I think he deserves it, after being with the company for over 30 years or whatever the number it was. And New Catch Republic because it's a new team. So put him on Raw, one on SmackDown, boom, done. So yeah, Shaw, what's your prediction on this and how would you book it?
I have been saying that this match needs to be a stipulation where both titles are needing to be retrieved so we can split them up, because they got too many tag teams and it gives tag teams more to do when they have something to fight for. I think it's going to be the tail of the coin. We're going to have a team that's going to win that you're not going to like because they're heels, and there's going to be a team that's a babyface that you do like that'll create a good moment. The team that is a heel that is going to win are on SmackDown, and I got an 8-Town Down Under. I got Grayson Waller and Austin Theory winning the first set of titles. I think they get it.
Wait.
What is wrong with you? I mean, what is your malfunction?
There we go. Sorry.
It'll be to me like that, bro. But nah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I like New Catch with Republic. No, not Republic, because I guess they stole our name per Ben. But Theory and Waller are more prominent how they're booked. They got a little bit more juice at the moment. I feel like you can do them as the champs, and then you could eventually have them lose down the road. Maybe they'll be the ones to lose to the New Catch Republic down the road. But I feel like it makes sense just to kind of get a crowd like, these guys won. I think they're actually both pretty good workers too, and they view them high on the stature. But I think the second belts retrieve will be the Awesome Truth. I don't think Awesome Truth is some worldwide tag team that's gonna do a lot. They may have a very short reign, but I think it is important that this is WrestleMania. This is a night where moments are loved, and R-Truth has never got his moment in WrestleMania. I think it'd be nice to it, especially maybe it being the end where it's him and it's like Finn or Priest, and he pushes him off and retrieves it. Kind of have it at the end. I could see that being it. So I got it being split.
I want to pitch, how amazing would you think it would be if Dom tries to interfere, Miz knocks him out, Truth is in the corner, and we get a, "I'm sorry, Dom, I love you," and he just super.
I'd love it.
I mean, I do like the idea of New Catch Republic holding it, because at Clash of the Castle in Scotland, also nicknamed as Clash of the Castle, Get It Up Ye, I think we'd get New Catch Republic versus Gallus.
I just want every European to have the fucking titles, man. Jesus Christ, dog. What is this, dog?
It's called fucking 200 years of rage.
Shit, I'm from Bangladesh. I'm in Asia, so let me pick every. They're not even a Bengali superstar. Is Veer Muhammad? Dante Chen. Shanky. Oh fuck yeah! Where the hell? Yeah, where the hell is a Veer and a Sangha? Yeah, man. Why ain't they
You're
this
gonna
shit?
come out like the Hardy Boys at Mania 36. It's like, wait, this is now a 7-way, and it's
Yeah, gender should
That's a little bit more
interfere the
serious.
tag match and beat up The Rock because he never really, we never got a payoff on that feud. But hey,
No, true.
But you're gonna keep waiting. So yeah, that's all I can say on that.
yeah.
Moving on. Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso with most likely a live performance from Lil Wayne. I don't know who Jimmy's gonna get. He's probably gonna get nobody. But maybe Kanye West. I don't know. But anyway, Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. Off of flip's sake.
Hey yo,
Censor. Anyway,
can't say that, dog.
Let's go on random. All right, my winner for this one is gonna be Jay. Jay needs it. I know Jimmy is like he's just I think Jimmy cares about this thing actually happening than cared about winning or losing. So I think he's probably the best person to Jay is the best person to probably win, and yeah, he's gonna do more crazy stuff. So it should be an awesome match. Let me go to let's go with Jordy again. What's your thoughts on the brother versus brother match?
Man, I'm very excited for it. It's one of the matches I'm most excited for. Just for the basics of like chemistry, man, and knowing that these two have been not only operating as a tag team way before they were in a ring or had cameras on, and they'll have been doing this in the living room. So the chemistry will be off the charts for these two. I want Jay to win, bro. I do. It wouldn't actually surprise me if Jimmy does. Just in a kind of way, I can picture a finish where Jimmy is alluding to the fact that he's going to bury the hatchet with Jay, and he's like either like kneeling, like begging him, like, okay, like sorry. And at that point, we'll roll him up, and then kind of, I don't know, just because I can see it's been a short build-up. I think this has still got legs. And I think if Jay wins, I think it buries the feud. I really do think that it kind of the good guy won and Jimmy lost, and I don't think it does anything for the bloodline storyline. I think they want to leave them looking in the strongest position possible going into that main event on the second night. So I don't know. I think Jimmy will win it. I really do, and I'll be shocked to see it. But back when the Hardys fought, man, I didn't think Matt would win, and he did. I didn't think Owen.
That's true. Yeah,
I didn't think
valid
Owen
point.
And he did. And so it wouldn't surprise me if for the third time in a brother versus brother, they surprised me with who's winning. And I agree that Jay needs it in a way, but man, where does Jimmy go if he loses this match? Like Jimmy needs momentum, I would say, more than Jay.
Yeah.
I think if Jay wins, he's still over with the crowd. He's still got the amazing entrance, especially if it's in some kind of bullshit way where Solo gets involved or whatever. Whereas I think Jimmy actually needs a fucking win behind him. Like I can't remember the last time I saw him win a singles match.
That is true.
It seems like Solo and Jimmy just seem to be the like, oh, come and beat these before you get beat by Roman. So like, I don't know. I really do think Jimmy. I don't know. Maybe some. This is what I want to see for sure. I want to see him hit a double super kick, and I want to see them both drop, and I want to see him stumbling up. But yeah, I think some kind of betrayal finish from Jimmy, because Jay has mentioned the fact he's like, I miss you, I miss being on the road with you, I miss wrestling with you. I didn't want it to be like this. So if Jimmy can tap into that in the match and be like, look, we in some way just portray that we don't have to get it mic'd up so that we can actually hear what they're saying.
Yeah,
just in the ways that he's like tries to shake his hand or something and then pulls him into a Solo or pushes him into the ref. I don't know. I want to see Jimmy become more. I still like Jimmy a bit, man. He's funny. I want him to do something to make me really dislike Jimmy, and I'm yet to see that. But yeah, man, I think Jimmy goes over.
Okay, that's a nice little twist. Okay, I'm cool with that. That's understandable. Next up, this was just confirmed on last Friday's SmackDown. Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi versus Damage Control, which consists of Dakota Kai. Yeah, Damage Control. That's what I'm saying, man. Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane in a 6-woman tag team match. Shad, what's your prediction and how would you book it?
The most dominant trio you could assemble in WWE. is gonna win, and that is Jade, Bianca, and Naomi. This is Jade's second match. This is her first match, right? I guess the Rumble
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily. Yeah, so this is like her first like match, and it's gonna happen at Mania. I don't see a world where they lose. Damage Control, man, I like them as a faction, but I don't see. It would make sense for them to be the favorites because they got the tag team champs, but there's just too much firepower on that team. I think Jade is here to have a great showing. You're gonna just have that moment of all three of them come there, and I think they're gonna beat the bad guys. So I got Jade, Naomi, and Bianca standing tall. I'm curious to see if we get any Easter eggs amongst Jade potentially having a feud with Bianca, or maybe teaming with Bianca, or maybe feuding with Naomi, teaming with Naomi. I want to see what gets built after that. But for the time being, I got them winning, and we all are gonna rejoice once they win that match.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's a no-brainer. Yeah, I'm with you as well. It's Jade Cargill's debut match. I think this is more about Jade Cargill than anyone in that team, to be fair. Obviously,
yeah.
and
Just do that power bomb to Dakota like 10 times. We good.
Jesus.
Have you guys seen that meme of when Jade lifts Dakota up on, I think it was on SmackDown, it's just, ooh, that rubber falling. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
That power bomb was nasty.
It was
Yeah,
nasty.
sure.
Salute to Dakota Kai, though. I said it last Saturday. I think she's one of the more like underappreciated superstars in WWE because she's the glue piece to this whole damage control thing.
Oh yeah.
Without having to wrestle so much, but she's playing her character really good.
Am I correct? Am I correct in saying that there was a story? I feel like they're gonna start doing a storyline where who keeps the jaded finisher, and didn't Jade and Ty Valkyrie did that in
yeah.
the AEW? I feel they're doing that
Yeah.
with Jade and Bianca right now because they're both doing the same move.
They do that
It's-
same.
It's weird. I hope they're not gonna copy and paste that because I really wasn't a fan of that storyline in AEW.
I'm Bianca. I'm letting Jade have that because I think Bianca's got more. It's hers, and then Bianca's got more athleticism to do different type of stuff.
Yeah,
Where
and she's got
Jade
that
is
finish
more
as well
sure
when she does
power.
that pin. Jade's got that pin when she does it afterwards. It's like that's
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Like a combo smooth transition.
yeah, yeah. 100%. But yeah, we'll see. Cool. All right, next up, moving on. LWO, which consists of Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar and Dirty Dominic Mysterio. I got a feeling it's gonna be LWO that gets this. So it's gonna be 2 for 2 for Mysterio. And again, furthering the downfall of the Judgment Day. So yeah, that's my call. So what's your call on this one? I'm giving you this one.
Do you want realistic or dream booking?
Realistic.
Cool. So LW will make their entrance, and then Santos and Dominic will make their entrance. And they're going to close the laptop, go for a pish, and go for a nap. I really don't give a shit. This is my toilet break match for night. I don't give two flying fucks.
I said that when we were talking about this call in the chat. I was like, bathroom break.
Honestly, I would happily have switched this out for the Andre Battle Royale and just put this on SmackDown before Mania. I don't think this needs to be on Mania. I mean,
they need to make it hair versus mask, bro. They need to make it hair versus
it had to be
mask.
that would have finished off Ray and Dom's story. And even if Ray wants to retire from that, you should have done that. I mean, what's going to happen is Ray going to go up and do a frog splash, and then somebody comes up and spits something at him, and everyone's like, "Wait, what's that? It's Apple. Oh, it's Carlito. He's turned heel. He's now joining Santos and Dom." And it's like, and then we're going to get on SmackDown of fucking Carlito and Ray in a fruit frisking match or some shit like that. We have to fight with fruit
salad match.
Yeah, I mean,
man, if I'm Carlito, I'm a bit pissed that I'm not in this match.
Like where the fuck?
You got brought back to be in this big feud with Santos, and it's just like, we're gonna get Dragon Lee in.
Imagine you were just Carlito there standing like Ray's like, I got a friend in the LWO, and it's me, Dragon Lee. Yeah, what the fuck?
I might need to correct that they so far have not had a clean match, because I remember they was meant to face in the pay-per-view. Khalida got attacked and then Dragon Lee filled in, and then they brought it on SmackDown, and I swear that was a non-finish as well. I guess I can't remember.
You might be right, bro. You might be right.
I don't think they've actually had the full match. Him and
No, it
Kalisto
was
and
the time
Santos.
when Ray came down as well, wasn't there? They were like,
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
who even is LWO now? Is it just Ray, Selena, the two jobber boys, and Dragon
Hey,
Lee?
yo.
Now Dragon Lee.
Yeah, you better put respect on Joaquin Wild. That man can win a dunk contest if he put his heart to it. That man can jump like 2,000 feet in the air.
I mean, cool, Shad. I mean, we found our new main eventer for WWE Speed. So okay.
He'd be a good person for it.
Well, I hope that belt's a spinner just to piss people off again.
Oh my
Hey man,
god!
I get more views than what Okada does on Dynamite, but hey,
Oh, there we go. It had to go there. Oh my god, that's oh man, you're lucky I don't have that burn meme on here. All right, fair enough. So
you're gonna get that Rick James clip sent to you when we're done.
All right.
Okay, so your prediction is NA. Fair enough. Okay, moving on. The Bloodline versus Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins. And we all know the stipulations. Obviously, if Rhodes and Rollins win, then it will be a clean match between Rhodes and Roman on night 2. If Rock and Roman wins, then obviously it's all Bloodline rules and all hell breaks loose, and all kinds of overbooking and interferences and debuts and returns is going to be happening. I can't wait. So my prediction is obviously the Bloodline. I want the Bloodline to win because I obviously acknowledge my tribal chief. I obviously don't want to fuck with the final boss because he will just do this and crush my head like a fucking grape. So yeah, Bloodline all the fucking way. I'm gonna give this one to Jordy. What's up?
Man, I want this match to end, right? I want to feel sick in my stomach because I want Cody to win on night 2. And there's a lot of Avengers kind of similarities being thrown around, man. I want that Infinity War feeling where you feel sick in your stomach and you feel like, how on earth are the good guys gonna win this? That's literally the feeling that I want. I want that mirrored image of what we saw on Raw today, last night, with the Rock and Roman stood in the ring, towering over a broken Seth and a broken Cody on the ground, and something almost bigger. I want all hope to go. I want to be left hopeless. I want to be almost accept that Cody won't win, and then it all to get turned around on night 2. I'm excited to see The Rock wrestle. He was taking the bumps quite well last night. I'm still scared that he might blow up. It's quite clever that he's been put in a tag match, man. His cardio does look like it could
be. His cardio was off last week.
Yeah, then beat down.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's go outside. But yeah, I think we're gonna see a small taste of what we're gonna get in night 2. I don't think it's just gonna be these 4 men. Jimmy will show up. I think Solo will show up. It wouldn't even surprise me if we see Jay laid out and we see all of our heroes, for want of a better word, all of the good guys laid out on the ground, knowing that they've got a match tomorrow. If not, Jay will have already been laid out earlier on in the night after the Jimmy match, so he's not an option. Because that's the end game moment, isn't it? Everybody was there going, what are we doing here? What's Cap gonna do? And then the portal started to open. And if they want to try and recreate that, they need to take us right down to the bottom first, because you need that sense of no hope to then have that moment of like, oh my God, they could actually do it. So yeah, 100%. I will be as somebody who wants Cody to win night 2, man, I will be very fucking worried if Cody wins night 1, because then I'll be like, we're done. We are done out here. But there's no chance he's going to win 2 nights on the bounce. So
I'm just like to imagine, bro, you were there in the arena, Cody wins, everyone's celebrating, you're standing up like, no, you fucking Aegis, this is bad.
This is bad. This is bad. Cody and Seth should not win that first night. Then we're in trouble.
I would have Cody be pinned by Rock.
Yeah.
On that. I would have Rock and Cody, and then it's like,
no, that's great.
That's the direction to go for sure.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, have Cody be pinned by The Rock. That way we don't see Roman ever, apart from last year, but you can't say it was a clean pin on Cody.
I would love it as well. I would love it as well. It's just Rock bends down, says, you don't fuck with the final boss, pulls out of his jacket a copy of Black Adam on Blu-ray, just pops it in his little pocket.
Man, that'd be like Cody's belt, because if you start throwing that into the crowd, people will start throwing that back in 100%.
Where's the chicken? Where's the chicken? Get the chicken back from 39. That's going to come out the portal. It's like, Cody,
I
was
know
wrong
for a fact. Someone's gonna bring that in. I know you're gonna see that chicken, even if there's no reason for it.
In, bro.
Someone's gonna bring it in. Oh my god!
Yeah,
for no reason at all. It's definitely gonna happen. Fair dues, cool. Yeah, I'm like I said, I not a trouble chief, and I don't want to fuck with the final boss. So yeah, bloodline. All right, moving on. Night 2, first match showing right here: Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. He's obviously having no time off. So yeah, Shad, what's you got for this one?
I got Drew McIntyre defeating Seth freaking Rollins on night 2. And I think Damian Priest is going to cash in and get the title. I think it's kind of telling to the story of what Drew McIntyre has been going through in WWE, where he's kind of got his moment and then it gets pulled underneath him. But I think they got to do something with Priest. He needs to get the title. I think it's telling that story. I think Drew could always win the title back from Priest too. I don't think he needs to be the champion for a while. There's ways to book it, but in regards to the match, I got Seth losing to Drew. I think Seth's kind of done what he needs to do with this 100%. Title reign. He's kind of elevated it. Well, he's kind of been the person who ushered it in. He's made it important again. Now it's time to give it to someone else and let the title go through its course on that time frame. And Drew is just a hot commodity right now, so I got Drew winning.
Yeah, no, I'm the same as well. Yeah, Drew to definitely retain. He's gonna chat shit to Punk. Remember, Punk is on commentary. Punk is gonna. He said it already. He's gonna make y'all be interesting.
See him talking shit. Go face to face. Priest cashes in right there. Something like that could happen.
Yeah, it would GTS him at least. I think he's gonna GTS him, and then that's when Priest is gonna take advantage. And he loses it. And then, but obviously, I do feel like Priest will be a somewhat transitional champion. I think he's going to keep it until Clash of the Castle, and then Drew gets his actual win
there.
I agree, and then I genuinely think that they've already got in mind that
the fact that it's in 2 months.
Yeah,
in 2 months. I mean, come on.
He's on the flyer, bro. He's like the front person on the flyer, and it's
think of that what you will.
It's gonna be my but it's gonna be in my back. Yeah,
plus, I will say this, bro. I think a lot of people gave shit to them last time they were at Clash because he lost to Roman. Although I thought Roman was gonna beat him, but a lot of people were like, "Oh, y'all didn't give Drew his moment."
I mean, I was worried. Like I was same how I was with Cody. I was ready for Drew to win because I think that that just happened before that Vince shit. So I think he was actually penciled in to actually win the title, but obviously that Vince stuff happened, and then Triple H took over, and then obviously we're here now. So, but yeah, I think when you think about it in the long term, it worked out for the better for both parties, So yeah, I think it was actually the right call for that to happen.
For sure.
So yeah, all right. Next up, Io Sky versus Bayley for the WWE Women's Championship. Short and simple, Bayley's gonna win. Give her a Mania moment, even though she's not in the promotional posters or anything like that. Give her the flipping win, and it should be a fun match. Soul, what's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I'll keep it simple and sweet. Bayley for the win. She's gonna win it, finish her story, and where do you go from there? Maybe feud with the other members of Damage Control. I mean, if anything, Bayley would be a face at that point, a heel to take it off her. Shadow like this every time. Tiffany Stratton, I think, could take off Bayley in the future.
Tiffy in the bank.
Yeah. She's gonna make that all pink and all sparkly and all that shit.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be Vajazzle in the bank.
I want Chelsea to win the briefcase, man, but I can't.
Oh my god, that'll be a swerve.
Well, she's in Canada, bro, man. I just think, man, I think Chelsea is one of the most underrated.
I'm gonna lie to you.
Oh yeah,
she can get anything over. In the same, like you said, so bro, like it's that she'll do something with the briefcase. Like Tiffy would make it pink and glittery. Chelsea would do something with it. They've just got that character that they know exactly, and they can this is what we were saying about the women's battle royale. If they still had one, I don't think winning that does anything for anyone. But if Chelsea won it, she would make it work.
If anything, yeah. If Chelsea was to win it, I wouldn't be against it, but I kind of want Cardona just to nick it and take it to indie shows and just
yeah. I think the only thing I will say is I feel like if Chelsea won the briefcase, she would fail it. She would fail the cash in.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah,
fail the cash in spectacular.
She'll be the first one to fail. No one's really failed. No women's failed.
No one's failed for the women's. They only cash them in like an hour or two after the show anyway.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, fair dues. Cool. Next up, LA Knight versus AJ Styles. I'm kind of surprised that this is just a standard match. I was kind of hoping it might be like a no holds barred or something. Because it's not really a blood feud, but it's definitely not your standard feud between these two. So far it's fun. I predict LA Knight to win this one. Give him his Mania moment. The guy is over as hell. As much as I love AJ Styles, he doesn't really need this. At least he's actually getting a Mania match, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna pull stuff out of the bag that he only does very rarely again with this match. So yeah, my prediction, LA Knight. Shad, what's your thought? What's your prediction on this one?
Yeah, I got LA Knight winning as well. I think AJ Styles, to your point, is in a place in his career where he can give it back to the next wave of superstars. I know LA Knight isn't young, but LA Knight is still new to the WWE eyes as a new superstar. Him getting a moment at Mania would be dope. And yeah, I mean it's been an okay build. But yeah, I got LA Knight winning.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Not too late for a stipulation as well, with them both being SmackDown boys. I thought it was headed for a cage, mate. I said this on the daily, just because it's been a very LA Knight chasing AJ Styles. Like, I need to keep you in the same place because you keep running away. Bang, let's get in a cage.
The problem is they gave a stipulation to the bathroom break match where you might see him fight in the bathroom at the place because it's a.
That is true. I lost my thought part before that. Oh, wow, they called the Pride? Anyway, all right, cool. Sorry. Yeah, the next match is the Pride, which consists of Bobby Lashley, Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford. I never knew they were called that. Versus the Final Testament, which is Karrion Kross, Akam, and Rezar. I'm happy that Karrion Kross is actually getting a Mania match. I'm happy for him at that front.
Right.
Why?
Wait, is the Pride a reference to Pride Rock from Lion King or some weird shit like that?
All right, that's racist. All right, no, I don't know, but if it is,
but, oh shit!
I remember hearing like rumbles that was what they were called, but I've never seen it actually confirmed.
No, right. I thought wasn't it Wall Street something people were saying?
No,
somebody wanted to call them like Black Wall Street. That's what they wanted them to call.
No, don't do that. That's what
that's what Twitter said. I said they weren't gonna name them that.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, don't do that, WWE. But the Pride is not any better. So yeah, this is a 6-man Philadelphia street fight. So I'm happy that it's a street fight. That's one thing. It should be more interesting. And I'm sorry, I like Karrion Kross. I just feel like he just got dealt a bad card. He just hasn't been promoted well. But yeah, he was great in NXT. And then there's some main rosters a bit up and down. But anyway, Pride versus Final Testament. I don't even know who I want to go for this one.
Skip. No one gives a shit. Toilet break.
Okay.
It's gonna be fun.
It is a little bit. Yeah, it is a little bit like that, man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's gonna be a whatever.
There's individuals in there that and this isn't anything against Bobby, but I think I'd rather see like a feud between Montez and Karrion Kross. Like they're the two that I want to see from this match, and that I think could go on and actually
especially Montez
push on. Yeah, man, Montez is brilliant, and I just feel like he's not getting held back, but just stuck in a bit of a rut with the Profits, man. He's got more than what they have to offer him, I feel. And it's the same with Kross. I don't think this faction is going to massively help him. And going back to talking about Bray, how many have got that kind of dark presence? There's not many. So let Kross do it and experiment. And I think Tez, because he's like so renowned for being so positive and such a happy guy, is kind of the perfect man for him to pick at, to be like, try and break him, the same way Bray did with Cena. So yeah, bathroom break, mate.
Fair enough. Let's just quickly move on that one. Sorry, guys. 2 more matches to go. Logan Paul versus Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens for the United States Championship. I somehow feel like Logan's gonna retain. you know, he's gonna keep that until he goes to Cleveland in SummerSlam. It makes the most sense. You know, have the guy that's known for being viral, you know, one of your biggest social media stars be on one of the big four. And yeah, headline that pay-per-view. So yeah, Logan Paul for the retain. It's gonna be a great match either way. I'm happy for Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, especially with the return of Orton since his back injury. So yeah, Logan to retain. So who you got?
I think Logan Paul will retain the title, and I think Logan will get a sneaky win though. I think.
Oh yeah.
Because apparently it's fucking croonies who I don't know who the fuck they are. Because I remember every time we watch a watch party, I was like, "That's his manager." It's like, who the fuck's his manager? I don't know who the fuck this kid is.
Pretty deadly, bro.
His manager of like 20 years, he helped made Prime. It was like, oh fuck, good for him.
Oh my bad, you're talking about his actual. Hey, I don't know that. My bad.
Like what the fuck? Yeah, he made Prime. It's now selling for 50p on a Sainsbury's store chef. Good for fucking him. And I think. Because I don't know if they'll use this brass knuckle shit again. That like Kevin may use it on Orton, and you could get Orton Kevin Owens feud. I think Logan Paul's going to pin Randy Orton just to really rub salt in the wound to get people angry. After that, I think just because fuck it, Clash the Castle, Logan Paul versus LA Knight for the US title. LA Knight will take the title of Logan. SummerSlam, it'll be Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul for the WWE Universal Diet Iron Brew and Pitch Black Championship match. So I think if they're going to do anything, Logan Paul's hometown, they'll put him in the most prolific match. It'll be against Cody. Logan will be a heel. Cody will be the big face. If Logan does win that match somehow, I hope Bash and Berlin will be after that, and Gunther can just chop him once and cave his chest and win the title in 2 seconds.
Now, to be fair, yeah, I mean, like he did main event against Roman Reigns in Crown Jewel or whatever it was, and that was a hot match. So
y'all got Jake coming in with the brass knucks before Tyson match.
Man, Jake is the only way to get Logan over as a face in WWE. That's the only way. You bring Jake.
KSI is.
He might. Jake got static with UFC, so I don't know if he's allowed to participate.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Promotion.
Fair dues.
It's all TKO, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be Jake's face after fucking Mike Tyson punches. It's gonna be fucking TKO'd.
TKO. All right. Now we've come to the main event, which hopefully will be under Bloodline rules, and we're obviously talking about Roman Reigns and The Rock and Solo and Jimmy and Rock's mother and Ava from NXT, the whole Bloodline, Rikishi, all them people, they're all gonna be there versus Cody Rhodes,
Jacob Fatu,
flipping Umaga's coffin. I don't know. The whole Bloodline's gonna be there. But
Alejandro Estrada.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah, versus Lonely Cody Rhodes. And like you said, you know what, Jody, you put it perfectly. You want it to be like the Avengers Endgame. You just see squad versus
on your left.
Captain.
Yeah,
like 100 versus 1. And yeah, you just feel like there's no going back. It's all for done. But obviously, all kind of shenanigans could happen. Who knows who will show up? It's WrestleMania 40. They have to go big. So yeah, it's going to happen. But yeah, I'm sorry, Ben. As delusional as you are, I'm talking about Allison. Cody Rhodes is gonna win. We've had 3 years of Roman Reigns. You could say about they want to beat Hulk Hogan's record. Hulk Hogan doesn't have a record. For one, he's only the 3rd longest reigning WWE champion. What, you think that Roman Reigns wants to care about? Congratulations, you've won bronze. Like, no, they ain't gonna wait to beat Hulk Hogan. They ain't gonna wait to beat Bruno Sammartino's. It's not gonna. No, they don't care about endorsements or anything like that. They just secured a $5 billion deal with Netflix, and yeah, like they're good. They don't need Roman Reigns as being the face anymore. We got 3 years. It was fun. We good. All right. So yeah, Cody Reigns is a new face. That's why there is to it. It's gonna be hard fought, gonna be crazy. I think it's gonna be like a 30-40 minute match, but I'm here for it. I'm fucking here for it. Do it. This is one exception. As long as it ends well. Cody Rhodes for the Cody Rhodes for that is a weird mix up. Cody Rhodes for the win. Prediction from I'll give you 2. So yeah, go. Give you so go. Actually, no, we all get around in this one. So yeah, you go first.
Okay. So match is gonna go on for 30 fucking minutes, and it's gonna be what it is. It'll be a good round match. Final fucking 10 minutes when this shit's gonna fucking hit this fan. It's like somebody opened up their toy chest. Maybe Triple H took Tony Khan and just decided to play with the toys and let shit run wild. So I think it's gonna go like this. It's Bloodline rules. Cody's going to get the pin on Roman. It's going 1, 2, solo pull. Solo's there. He sneaks in. He pulls the ref out, thumbs the ref in the throat, and then things get a bit crazy. We're then going to see Sammy and KO come. They're going to chase people off. Jimmy's going to come. Jay will chase him off. Then it's going to be Paul Heyman's going to come in with the belt. He's going to try and strike him. Somebody in a hood jumps up, puts Paul Heyman in the crossroads and hits him with the crossroads, takes off the hood, and it's Dustin Rhodes.
Cool.
Dustin does that. So basically, everyone's pretty much laid out. Cody's another ref coming in. 1, 2. If you smell, and The Rock makes his entrance because he has to have the entrance coming in. Walks down. Cody throws down Rowan, who basically looks like, M. Bison at the end of the stage where he's absolutely done in. And Cody just looks at Rock. Rock stands up. Roman goes to Cody, pushes him into the turnbuckle. Cody goes down. And he's got those beads on, right? Or the fillet thing, right? Rock puts his hand on his shoulder, and it's like in The Boys where Homelander's got Soldier Boy up, and he's like, "You're such a fucking disappointment." Rips off the beads and then just socks Roman with them. Roman goes down. Cody looks up. Rock just walks away. And Cody puts him up for a crossroads. Does that. Tiger Driver. Fucking Hidden Blade. One-Winged Angel. Fucking everything. Why not? I don't give a shit. So he's finally fucking done in. Pins him 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes is the new champion. Everyone's like, yay. And then you could do the Raw after the main event and a stare down segment between Rock and Cody. The next show's, I think, going to be Saudi, so do Rock and Cody at Saudi and then go from there.
That completely threw me off. Man came out with flipping crossroads, hidden blade, and all that kind of stuff. I like it. That's cool. I don't know if Cody can hit the One-Winged Angel, but I'm here for it. Why not? Anyway, Jordy, how would you book this? Who would you go over?
100% Cody, mate. I've been saying it, and even if I don't think it might happen anymore, like I have said it too many times for me to go back on it. So, like, I 100% am backing Cody. It might be blind optimism at this point, but I really do think he's gonna do it. I've got, and this is dream booking, complete dream booking, and this is something that I just want to see. Is I want Cody to somehow end up halfway up the ramp. Maybe the Rocks come down and he's beat him up, and the Bloodline are stood in the ring together. The full squad, literally the full squad. At this point, we've already seen Seth be taken out by Drew earlier in the night. And I really want a moment where they actually start to line up behind Cody. Something like the Avengers, where these people start to come out behind him and he's like literally seeing these people. I genuinely believe that John Cena will be there.
Mm-hmm.
For me, that one makes sense. I would love Stone Cold, and I know that there's been rumors that Taker's and Austin are all rumored for a spot at Mania. As much as I'd love it, and he is The Rock's greatest rival, so you can kind of loosely tie it in. I thought he was going to slag off Texas or something when he was there, and I thought that was the avenue how we got Stone Cold involved, but he didn't really. But Cena with the solo stuff, with that final pop. And I also think that Roman's a very clever man, right? He, in this documentary, the Legends documentary, he's come out and said, once I lose this belt, I'm done. That then, I believe, if he gives it enough time, when his music hits again, he gets cheered. He doesn't get booed. And I actually think all you have to do is leave it. If he goes 8 months now, if he loses the belt, goes 8 months and nothing, complete radio silence from the tribal chief, and all of a sudden, sometime next January, just after the Rumble, or maybe in the Rumble, we hear that tribal chief music hit, that won't be met with boos anymore, mate. That will be met with cheers. And I think time is all it takes to create Roman to be a face now. I think he's given us this incredible run as a heel. I think that kind of, he's being forced on us. I think all that is kind of gone and forgotten now. I think people will remember him for what he did best, which is this run. And yeah, I think that he's got the opportunity to, people don't think he can be the face against The Rock. I think he could be if they play the cards right.
Yeah. No, 110%. They are angling it to be Cody Rhodes versus The Rock at some point, and then ultimately it will be Roman Reigns. But we got to get that at some point. And like I said, we've always said it. We don't mind having. We want it. Just not at the time they were trying to do it. You just make it make sense. You know what I mean? That's not the
Netflix the first Mania under Netflix, Rock and Roman Reigns being headlining. That doesn't shock me at all. Really,
exactly.
Make complete sense.
Yeah, 100%. Rock will definitely want to be a part of that. Definitely.
100.
Shad, last but not least, who you got and how would you book it?
I got Cody winning, man. I think everything built within this storyline is the story of an underdog fighting through adversity and ultimately coming out on top. That's kind of the theme of this WrestleMania Philadelphia, a lot of Rocky references and whatnot. But I think it's going to lead to Cody winning. I think the telling portion what will happen night one. I did say I think that Roman and The Rock will win, where it ultimately will set a tribal rules match or bloodline rules match, whatever the fuck they calling it. But there's gonna be some sort of deception between The Rock and Roman Reigns. There has been little bit deception from weeks ago where Roman took the mic from The Rock. I don't think The Rock is gonna forget things like that, and it may be a case where the match might be a little too close of a call for The Rock's liking, or a little too close of a call for Roman's liking, where Roman might mouth off The Rock and blame him like, I had to clean this up, blah, 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 whatever it may be. And I think there'll be a double turn where I think The Rock will turn on Roman and ultimately even the odds in a sense for Cody, where Cody gets his victory at the end of the night. This is Cody's moment. This is the underdog city of Philadelphia. It's only right, and it's 40. Roman Reigns has done a tremendous job as champion. This is a historical reign. It's gonna suck when you think about it, right? As much as we want Cody to win and turn the league to a new champ, we can't ignore the fact that this man has been giving us amazing television for the last 3 years. So kudos to Roman. Yeah, I got Cody winning.
I definitely agree that as well. And if you look at it as well, what we said that have night one be, Infinity War to the end game, having Rock be the one to beat Cody on night one and then Cody beating Roman on night two kind of works, because if you look at the rankings, Rock would be number one, then Cody, then Roman at number three.
It leaves the most open doors, doesn't it?
Bingo, it works because rankings work. Suck it in it.
No, 100%, 110%. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ben Allison, but yeah, see, we're not delusional here. Cody Rhodes.
I'm also hoping for your safety as well, Chaos. Do you have to shave your head, is it? Or you have to give him £100?
No, it's definitely shaving my hair, yeah. And the thing is, I'm doing a watch along with Allison as well. So
you're gonna shave it there in person.
Are you cutting it there? Nah.
Say again?
You're gonna have clippers there. Is he gonna do it in person as soon as the 1, 2, 3? Just
I'll bring the clippers. That's how confident I am. I'll bring the clippers and I put it right on the table. And I'm just like, yeah, it's right there. Baby. So yeah,
What's
don't
Ben
worry.
gonna do? What does he have to shave his head?
No, he's El Jefe. He don't have to do shit. Like I can't.
No, no, Jordy, I'm going to cash in and do it myself.
I'll make
Yeah,
him do something. I'll make him do something. We're still working on it, but yeah, I put that. I threw my gauntlet months ago, saying that.
I respect that. I respect that.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Wish me luck for sure. But yeah, it's so good. It's so good. All right, so that's pretty much the Mania card. Do we have a few minutes to do 20 questions? Are you up for that?
Yeah, I'm up for it.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
cool. All right, so this is Jordy. Obviously, this is your debut episode, so obviously give you the lowdown. So yeah, it's guess the pay-per-view 20 questions. So you guys ask me 20 questions, I give you a yes or no answer. And yeah, you have one chance to guess the pay-per-view. Obviously, if you guess it way ahead of time, obviously if it's your final answer, there's no tape backs. If you get it wrong, that's it, end of the game. And if you get it right, then yeah, you get it right. So far, there's been two of these games, and no one has guessed it correctly. You was close last time, but at the end of the day, you got it wrong. So to sweeten the deal, if you guys actually get it right, the person that actually answers the question or gives the question and I answer it, they have power for the next episode or the next time we play the game, and they get the chance to actually give a pay-per-view that we got to guess. All right, so get your heads together. 20 questions, guess the pay-per-view. And it's a WWE pay-per-view, just so don't throw you guys off. And yeah, your questions start right now.
Right, I'll start us off, lads. Was this pay-per-view after the year 2000?
Yes.
Right.
So it's from 2000.
That's a good start. That's a good start.
Right. Is this pay-per-view one of the big four, including WrestleMania, Money in the Bank, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, Survivor Series?
No.
Right.
Is this a one-time pay-per-view?
No.
Is this NXT pay-per-view?
No.
So it's not one. It's not one of the big four. It's after the year 2000. It's not a one-time off pay-per-view.
So you're looking at like the paybacks and the stuff like this.
Chaos. Was this after the year 2010?
No, that's 5.
Right.
So 2000, 2010.
Okay.
Was that?
No looking, no googling. By the way, no googling.
Oh yeah. My hands are here.
My hands are in my. I play by the rules, bro.
So 2000, 2010. It's not one of the big four. It's a reoccurring pay-per-view that's happened more than once.
Okay.
There were some rogue ones, man, between fucking.
So stuff like Backlash is on the table.
Cyber Sunday, is that
Cyber Sunday's on the table. Would like ECW one night stands? Because I know they had multiple one night stands, right?
Do you know what as well? Hell in a Cell as well. Extreme Rules, like
Extreme Rules.
Came into around that time. There was quite a lot.
Do we ask this a gimmick pay-per-view?
No Mercy.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah.
Chaos, is this a gimmick pay-per-view? Like has a gimmick name in the title?
No.
Okay. Right. Okay. So it's not Hell in a Cell, not Elimination Chamber,
no Extreme Rules,
not TLC. Yeah.
Could be No Way Out. Could still be No Way Out.
Could be No Way Out. I'm trying to right. I'm gonna ask this, and this might lead it down. And this guy, Chaos, was the WWE Championship at the time the spinner belt?
No.
Okay, so
it's the Undisputed Championship. So it's
right.
So it's
early.
So it's 2000 to 2000.
How many questions we got so far?
That was your 7th question.
So 13.
So it's 2000, like what? 2000 and.
So it's the Undisputed Championship. So that was till 2002, right?
Yeah. Was Triple H the champion at this pay-per-view?
Was that a question?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Okay.
So it could. So Undisputed Champions. So they're like Eddie, Brock, Angle, Hogan, Taker.
Fucking hell.
What about? I'm thinking something like Judgment Day or something like
Yeah,
that.
I was literally Judgment Day was at the top of my brain.
And I kind of watched that pay-per-view recently because Clark told me to. So I'm going to ask
Judgment
this.
Day or 3 or
Chaos. I don't know if this is too specific for you to answer, but was Hogan versus Undertaker on this card?
No.
So it's not Judgment Day then.
This is where it gets down to it's like shit.
Yeah.
Narrowed it down to within 5 years. They have some rogue fucking pay-per-views, man. Like they really do back then.
What if it's something like King of the Ring? Because that was a pay-per-view that had
exactly.
That's a gimmick pay-per-view though.
New Year's Revolution as well. That was like, I'm sure all these yes, Cyber Sunday I guess is a gimmick pay-per-view, right? But it's not a gimmick match, so
nah.
One Night Stand is
nah.
There was more than one, right?
Yeah, but I think it started with ECW, and that's when the spinner was around.
Oh, of course, yeah, you're right, yeah.
That's when Cena defended it.
I'm thinking something like Backlash. No Way Out. Should we ask if Brock Lesnar was on the card?
When did the Undisputed title come into play?
2000, wasn't it? Or 2002?
2000.
I think it might be 2002, bro. Because I've got
2000. It's the 2002 or 2000. Nah, not 2003.
If I think back to I remember I had Armageddon 2000, right?
Yeah.
That belt was the Eagle.
Right.
It was the Attitude Era one. I'm sure it was. And Kurt Angle.
So is it then 2002 to 2004? Because it wasn't.
I think you're right, bro. So I think it then opens up more of who. Actually, it could be Armageddon. Armageddon was a pay-per-view. Did they do 2000, 2001, 2002, or something like that?
Should we ask if this is still a pay-per-view that's happening now? Because that would eliminate.
Is it still a occurring pay-per-view?
No, that's 10.
Okay, so that takes out.
Oh, and they've got all the fucking UK ones, like Rebellion,
Insurrection. Should we ask if this happened on US soil?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
You got questions?
Yeah, so this pay-per-view happened in the United States of America.
No.
Okay.
So Rebellion,
Rebellion.
Right?
We've still got Canada. Remember?
Wait, wasn't one of the UK pay-per-views like the last WWF pay-per-view?
Yeah, it was like 2001, I want to say, because my mum and dad were meant to get me tickets for it, but they never, so I had to watch it.
Chaos. Was this a WWF pay-per-view?
Yes.
Right.
What's the name of that WWF pay-per-view?
Man, there was Rebellion and Insurrection were two that were in the UK that I remember around that time.
Do y'all remember a match from one of them?
Man, I wish I did, because if I went, I bloody would. I remember there was some big names on the card. It was like Taker, Kane, Triple H.
Because doesn't the plane ride from hell happen from this? Because they come back from the UK.
I can't remember, brother. I was.
Right, so people on that flight. Because I remember the documentary from Ringside. Mr. Perfect, Brock Lesnar, Razor Ramon was there. Scott Hall was there.
Like I said, the two that I remember, the only thing that might well catch us out here is us now thinking it's in the UK when it could be in Canada. It could be in Montreal, Toronto. It could be in any of these places, and it's not the US, is it?
Should we ask UK?
Is this pay-per-view in the UK?
Yes.
Right, bro.
Okay.
It's Rebellion or it's Insurrection. They're the only two that I remember from those years.
Shit, man. I'm trying to remember a match.
How many questions have we got left, Chaos?
That was your 13th question.
So,
Right.
yeah,
So if we were to ask, is it rebellion or is it insurrection?
that ends off at that.
What does it? Right. Right. All right. I thought we have to guess the year as well, though. So we have
No. We just gotta guess the pay-per-view. As soon as we say, "Is it that?" then it's closed.
This game
right,
over, right?
lads. I've got this is any completely right. I think one of them was held in Sheffield, and I think it was. I think I can't remember which one it was though, because that's the one that I couldn't go to.
You know what? I'm thinking. Right, I'm gonna ask because I asked, was it a WF pay-per-view, and it was a WF pay-per-view. Chaos, was this the last WWF classified pay-per-view?
Yes.
I think I know it is. You guys.
He said it. Okay, he said it's no longer. So both of those
Do
are no
you
longer.
think I can take a shot at this, lads, or
can we whittle it down anymore? Have we got any more questions that can actually? Does it begin?
I'm gonna do. Chaos, was the pay-per-view branding like red color? Was the red font or red? Was the color of the pay-per-view title red?
You mean the name of the pay-per-view? Was it color red?
Yeah.
No. That's 15.
So there was no red color in the pay-per-view title.
I think from my
insurrection,
memory,
man.
I think Rebellion had a fist in the branding for it.
Yeah,
can you remember like a white circle with a red fist in the middle of it, like you like the SmackDown fist?
Go with it, yeah.
Go.
Right, yeah. Did the branding for the pay-per-view have a red fist like this, like flat on?
That's being too technical. I'll just give you that one. Yes.
I don't know then. I think it's Rebellion then. But
did it happen in 2002?
No.
Because I think Insurrection was in 2002.
Right. I think it's Rebellion then.
Yeah, I think it's Rebellion.
Jordy, I'll let you take it, man.
No, Saul, what were you gonna say, man? Was this your guess?
I was gonna say Insurrection, but
oh, you bastard! That's not the
bro.
right.
I think dog. Bro, I want to say Insurrection was around 2002.
Because the last WWF champion was Hogan. I know that because that's when they had to get the F out. So Hogan was the last WWF champion, and Hogan beat. Who did Hogan beat? Hogan beat Triple H. We asked. Yeah, so we asked in relation to the champion at the time, what questions have we asked?
That was
you asked if Triple H was champion.
Yeah.
And he said no.
And I said no.
So Hogan
you can ask if Hogan is champion if you want.
Was Hogan a champion on this card? The WWF champion. Hogan wasn't.
It's not Insurrection then.
Watch, there's gonna be some fucking dumb house show that nobody knows.
I think it's Rebellion, bro.
I think it's Rebellion, man.
Want to go, Jordy? I'll let you take it because you got the fifth question. I'll let you ask, man.
Is this pay-per-view Rebellion?
Final answer?
Yeah.
Yeah, final answer.
Yes, it's Rebellion.
Let's
go! Come on.
Yes, Rebellion 2001. It was the final Rebellion event under the WWF name. The champion at the time, this was during the Alliance and WWF that time, so Steve Austin was facing The Rock for the WWF Championship.
Yes, mate. See, this is what I mean. So I remember watching it at home, but man, this would have been so much easier if my fucking parents managed to actually get me tickets. Like, I was there. Was it in Sheffield?
No, it was in Manchester. This one,
Manchester, right?
Yeah. The tagline was Manchester Divided.
Oh my god, I see it there now. There with the fucking Union Jack X in the fifth.
Yeah, see, because you said this. I know there was one that was like this, but yeah, that like I think that was the one in Australia, or no? Was it one in Australia? The one with Brock Lesnar.
There was one in 2002.
Yeah, that one.
Insurrection. That was the Triple H and Undertaker match.
Yeah,
in 2002.
Yeah, damn, I was hoping you actually go for that one. Damn it.
Because I knew Triple H wrestled that. I remember. Yeah. Okay.
Oh
There
my
was a
God, this
couple
card.
insurrections though, right?
Say again?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
There
there
was
was
a
a
few
couple.
insurrections.
Yeah, there was a couple.
Wow, this
Oh,
card,
man.
man. Edge
Yeah.
versus Christian for the Intercontinental title in the steel cage. Scotty 2 Hotty versus the Hurricane. Big Show versus DDP. WCW World Tag Team Three-Way with the Dudleys, APA, and the Hardys. William Regal versus Tajiri. Jericho versus Angle for the WCW title. Tag team match of Lita, Tori Wilson versus Mighty Holly and Stacy Keibler. And Austin versus The Rock for the main title. Fucking hell.
Fuck my
Yeah, that is
parents
the
for not
card.
taking me to that
Yeah,
show,
man.
man. Fuck my parents. I've got a feeling Stone Cold and The Rock like
Quite
have
a
a
card.
beer at the end of it, you know. I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
Wow. Fucking
Yeah.
hell.
That is a stat card. That was a stat card.
We got it, boys.
You got it. Yeah. So that means Jordy, yeah,
Jordy
you get
has
the
to
power
pick
next
the next
time.
pay-per-view.
So
Okay. Wow.
so yeah, just if you you better be here next time then.
Yeah, man. You tell me when. You tell me when. If I'm not, I'll pass it on to one of these lads, and
fair dues, fair
He's
dues,
going to
fair
pick
dues.
some random.
I'll cash it in a different day.
Yeah, I envy you. You got the flipping briefcase. I remember when I was trying to get one, they were gone. Absolutely
I got there on
gone.
Thursday, bro. I got there on Thursday, and
Oh, that's
yeah,
why
the
then. Yeah, I
man
went
took the right
Friday.
one.
Idiot.
Yeah.
Absolute idiot. Fair dues, fair dues. All right, cool. Well, that brings us to the end of this jam-packed episode. Wow, we went on for pretty much 2 hours. God damn.
Been talking wrestling for 3 hours, man.
Yeah, no, yeah. You got another episode coming out. You're gonna be on Wrestling of the Year soon, ain't you?
Oh,
So,
shit,
Yes, sir.
man.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
you
grab
lucky.
dinner and head up NXT. Yeah.
fair dues, fair dues. Well, yeah. Thank you very much, Soul. Thank you very much, Jordy. Thank you very much, Shad, for joining us on this WrestleMania special. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I have. And everyone at home, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you'll be notified of whenever Wrestling Off the Air is on, or the Daily Show, or the next Take It to the Table episode. Also, a new show will be starting soon called Take It to the Game. That'll be coming out soon. Date to be determined. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, other than that, I have been your host, Chaos. He has been Soul. Down below has been Jordy. Over there has been Shad. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Get it up here, Clash in the Castle, boy.
Yeah.